Hit by a landing aircraft while jogging. Episode 2. Nosedive. It was 9 p.m. at night. A girl that I had had something to do with in the past, you know what I mean, stood in the lineup. Not in the police station, but in the next compound. There she was, Khushbu, standing in between her two sisters, Mansi and Sonam, all three of them wearing nothing more than nightgowns. In front of them, swaying and staggering, ranting and raving, was their father, Shyam Sundar Dikshit, fueled by 10 cheap, large whiskies. The scene had all the ferocity of the Serengeti, except in nighties. Father Lion raged at the young ones in what had become a routine fixture. The neighbors looked on curiously, like wildebeest. Among them, peering shiftily, was Kirit Patel. Keep that name in mind. For the nth time, Shyam Sundar shouted out, "You are not my daughters. Where is the proof?" Finally, losing patience, the mother lioness Sarika replied, roaring back from the balcony of their first floor flat, "They are, because I was the one in labor." So what? These girls are not mine. Everybody knows. From a height of 11 feet, a bucket of water, cold water, was upturned over his head. And another late night show came sadly to its end. Soaked from the torrential shower, Father Lion and the three cubs padded upstairs, while the wildebeest retreated to watch similar lunacy on primetime telly. Yours truly did the same. Can't say for sure, but after that night, Khushbu dropped by quite frequently, not to make out. Those days had upped and awayed. Instead, she'd come over and sprint through a can of beer. During those choice moments when her mouth wasn't occupied, she'd talk about stuff like relationships and fidelity, always spicing up her brief sermon with big words and catchphrases. For my part, I'd watch her carefully. This little cub, with her ever-expanding lexicon, shouldn't be straying this far away from the pride. Now for what happened the last time Khushbu came over. No making out. Just forget that line of thought. Selecting her words very carefully, she confessed that her mother had been exploring the vast world of horizontal gymnastics with Kirit Patel. Oh, thought I, Papa Lion had a bloody point. Outwardly, I made a sympathetic sound. Mine never come out right. This one sounded like the bastard offspring of a grunt and a kiss. For her part, Khushbu adjusted her spectacles on her rather aristocratic nose. Now, for a little bit on the side about Kirit Patel. He was a 50-something single guy whose father, Ramnik Bhai Patel, had just died of whoring. In that congregation that was filled with tear-stained but relieved faces, the doctor spoke in a soft voice about this nasty little bacterium called Treponema pallidum, and in doing so, avoided any mention of syphilis or Ramnik Bhai's great desire for cash and carry. Well, the long and the short of the matter is that Kirit Patel now had a lot of money at hand. And within striking distance, an acrobatic lioness licked her chops. A second can of beer was popped open. Khushbu rolled on. Mom wants out. She's had enough of paying for Dad's booze. Dad has to be kept in. He's already said enough in the public domain. I explained in that aloof yet worried manner perfected by successful loan applicants. Your dad's broke. He's frustrated. He knows his wife is getting jiggy with it, and he can't do anything. This late night drunken drama is, to his booze-addled mind, a way of taking revenge. He thinks he's humiliating your mom. Addled? And I realized that I had burst out of the ranks, and now I was in the main bunch of runners. Smoothly, I said, to confuse or become confused. Her eyes turned the color of respect. Dad might look like the villain here, but I get what you're saying. I mean, if it's embarrassing for us, what must he be going through? Her eyes flared. It must be mortifying for him. Mortifying? She wasn't going to take this lying down now, was she? The point is, your dad stuck between a rock and a hard place. Your mother provides him with the bucks to survive. Unfortunately, he also knows where she gets them from. What do we do? Sona, Mansi and I are sick of this. We can't be paraded every night. She paused, tense, then whispered, rock and a hard place. I could smell the rubber. I was leaving her behind in a cloud of smoke. Keeping it the right kind of smooth, I continued without explaining. It's pretty simple. Replace Mom. What? Take him aside in the morning, give him a bit of affectionate chatter, and pop some cash in his pocket. That way, your mom won't have a hold on him. Put the FAT back in FATHER. The deviousness of your stratagem. Stratagem. It made the hair on the nape of my neck prickle. No, not the pretentiousness of the word, but the promise in her smile. God, her nose has so much character. Then, with a flourish, I brought out beer number 3 to signal that festivities were only just beginning. After 1 week of monetary support and pep talks, Shyam Sundar Dikshit, Khushbu's father, was able to ride his scooter into the compound without rebounding off the other parked vehicles. The wildebeests saw this. They spoke respectfully of his sobriety. The action-packed lineups in nightwear ceased to be. Instead, leaving the Serengeti behind, Father Lion took on Mother Lioness in the living room. The words he used made maximum impact at minimum volume. 2 weeks later, Sarika, Khushbu's mother, was seen getting into a car. I saw Kirit in profile as he turned towards her. Hadn't noticed it before, but that was one hell of a nose. Loads of character. Could even call it aristocratic. 3 weeks on, Sarika Dikshit called up Khushbu, and she told her that she'd been to the doctor's. The doctor had given her a couple of tests to do, one to screen and the other to confirm. The results had only just come in. The lioness was syphilitic. She'd bonked Kirit's dad too.